Students, today we will discuss types of this atmosphere. Subtopic is about types of rainfall. And before going to know about types of rainfall, we will take certain aspects like elements of atmosphere, weather, climate, humidity, and in which there are two types. One is absolute humidity, relative humidity, followed by condensation, clouds, precipitation. So first thing is this entire lesson regarding the rainfall, types of rainfall. Before that, some words I am going to introduce. What are those? First one you take, elements of atmosphere. So what are the elements of atmosphere? The elements which can change the atmosphere generally called as elements of atmosphere. So what are the elements of atmosphere? The first one is temperature. The first one is temperature, second one is wind, and third one is atmospheric pressure, and fourth one sunshine, and fifth one clouds. So these are generally we call elements of atmosphere. What we call elements of atmosphere. So if anything is changed, entire atmosphere is changed. So you mean that these are the factors or elements or aspects which are changing the atmosphere. Change in atmosphere can be seen because of the change that is there in any aspect. If sunshine is more, temperature is more. When temperature is more, wind direction will be changed, and the atmosphere pressure will be changed. So the cloud formation also will be changed. See, my point is one is changed, other one will be changed. So if any element in this aspect is changed, atmosphere is changed. That's why we call them as elements of atmosphere. What we call elements of atmosphere. Second one is you take weather. What is weather? So talking about weather, weather and climate both are different words. But unfortunately, there are people using these two words as similar words. Weather is indicating about the atmospheric conditions in a short period. If you study the atmospheric condition in a short duration, such thing is called as such process is called as weather. Weather is nothing but study of or description of atmosphere in a short period, generally termed as weather. You got the point? So once again, look at that. Weather is nothing but the description of atmosphere in a short period. So today's weather is good, evening weather is good, morning weather is good. It will be maximum 10 days. Before that, within that if you study that is we call weather. Today's match is postponed due to bad weather. We can't say due to bad climate. Due to bad weather, match is postponed. So here weather indicates description of atmosphere in a short period. Coming to the climate, what is climate? The same thing. If you study the atmospheric elements in a long run period, that may be 30 years, 40 years, that is called as climate. Climate is nothing but description of atmosphere in a long run period is called as climate. Short run period weather, long run period atmosphere. Short run period that may be maximum 10 days. Before that, one day, evening, morning, and the weather even within the day also will be changed. The climate will not change. Climate, it takes time to change. It is a study of atmospheric aspects in a long run period, around 30 years, 40 years. After that, we conclude that this is the climate of this area. So climate and weather both are different words. One is speaking something about short period, another one is speaking something about long period. And coming to humidity. Amount of water vapor in the atmosphere, in the air is called humidity. Amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. Humidity and its amount in the air depends upon these aspects, these elements. Example, take temperature. When temperature increases, humidity decreases. When temperature is more, when sunshine is more, humidity decreases. So humidity depends upon the temperature. Temperature increases, humidity decreases. Temperature decreases, humidity increases. This point is to be noticed. So there are two types of humidity. One is absolute humidity, second one is relative humidity. What is absolute humidity? In a particular situation, what is the capacity of air that is able to hold that moisture? Capacity of or percentage of water vapor that is there in the air, you mean that air which is having capacity to hold water vapor. How much water or water vapor that is there in the air, or that the air that is having capacity, that is called as absolute humidity. Absolute humidity is nothing but air which is having capacity to take at a particular given temperature. So that is called as absolute humidity. Once again, air at a particular temperature, how much it is able to take water vapor, that is called as absolute humidity. What is relative humidity? At a given temperature, at present, how much of water vapor that is there, how much water vapor it can take. These two combinations, if you study, that is called as relative humidity. You mean at a given point, at 20 degrees temperature. At 20 degrees temperature, the air which is having a capacity of taking 80 grams of water, 80 grams. So at present it is having only 40 grams. How much it can take? It can take 80 grams, but at present how much is there? 40 grams are there. This is called relative humidity. At a given temperature 20 degrees centigrade, which is having 40 grams of water vapor, but that the same way having capacity to take 8 grams. This is we call as relative humidity. How much it has, how much it can hold, and at present how much it is there. So what is that? At a given temperature, how much water vapor that can be taken by the air, that is called and how much it is there at present, that is called relative humidity. So what is the difference between absolute humidity and relative humidity? Absolute humidity, how much it can take. Relative humidity, how much it is there at a given temperature and how much it can hold. This is about relative humidity. Easy to understand. Humidity is nothing but, what is humidity? What is humidity? Humidity is nothing but the invisible water vapor that present in the air is called humidity. But that depends upon the temperature. And temperature changes, humidity also changes. Temperature increases, humidity decreases. So humidity is nothing but, what is that? What I said? Humidity is nothing but the invisible water vapor that is there in the atmosphere. So talking about temperature increase, humidity decreases. So example, sometimes high temperature, high humidity. At the time we call as sultry, sweaty or sultry. Temperature is more and humidity also more. That's mostly seen during winter, during rainy season. Temperature is more and as well as the humidity also more. During this period, it is always sweaty and sultry. Right? The situation is called what you call sultry, having more temperature, having more humidity. This combination, if you observe anywhere, that's what we call sultry. So this is about humidity. That's it. And coming to the condensation. What is condensation? Process of changing water vapor into water. Once again, what is condensation? What is condensation? Process of changing water vapor. Due to evaporation, water that goes up, there it condenses. You mean that water vapor changing into water or small droplet of water. Water vapor changing into droplet of water. When it changes into droplet of water, right? At what time it will be changed? When relative humidity is 100%, at the time water vapor changes into droplet of water. So when relative humidity exceeds to 100%, at that time water vapor can be changed into droplet of water. So relative humidity, when it exceeds to 100%, at that time condensation is taking place. Condensation is nothing but changing water vapor into droplet of water. So this is about condensation. You mean that the water vapor, the water particles become dense. Right? Density of particles will be increased. So condensation process sometimes if that density is more, it becomes snow, and very high, it becomes sleet, layer of ice, like layers. It will be formed as layers. If that in the process of condensation, if that change into bigger and strong solid stones, what you call hailstones. These all things can be seen in the process of condensation. Can be changed as water, sometimes can be changed as snow, can be changed as that depends upon temperature. If temperature is very low, very low, just like you take some countries like Canada, USA, and Norway, Sweden, Finland, temperature is low there. That's why always snow is falling. Even water vapor not changed into water, it is directly changed into snow. The snowfall that is there. In our area, tropical area, snowfall won't be. It is only what you call rainfall will be. So what do you mean by that? Water vapor changed into water, the water that comes as rain. But in the areas where temperature is low, water vapor can go there, can condenses as snow that falls. And sometimes if it is low, temperature is very low, that can be changed as layer of ice layers can fall. And even sometimes during certain seasons, that will be changed into big stones, what we call hailstones. These are all things we can observe in the process of condensation. What we call condensation, process of changing water vapor into water, or snow, or sleet, about sleet, or hailstones. Hailstones, hailstones, which are disturbing the entire crops, human being and everything. They'll destroy everything. That is hailstones. We can experience mostly during the month of May because of low temperature at the higher altitude, cloud which is adding with the low temperature. When cloud that is moving towards the low temperature zone, it can, the water, whatever the water molecules are there will be changed into bigger and strong solid rocks. That is we call hailstones, which are suddenly falling directly there. But when it is falling, they have to change, but they can't change because it's low temperature. There it is low temperature. They will directly change and come to our earth. And talking about clouds, you know that when it condenses, when the water vapor that goes up and with the dust, it will be formed as cloud. Cloud formation generally taking place. So talking about clouds, there are few types of clouds based on their formation. One is cirrus. Talking about the clouds, just look at the clouds. Cirrus. What is that? First one is cirrus clouds. At a higher level, there are some clouds. They are like this. Cirrus. Second one is stratus, cumulus. Cumulus, cumulus clouds. At lower level, cumulus, cirrus, cumulus, and stratus here, and nimbus clouds, which are giving rain. Rain-bearing clouds are called as nimbus. Got the point? Rain-bearing clouds are called as nimbus. Cirrus, cumulus, stratus, nimbus. Nimbus will be having more water. Nimbus clouds having more water. So this is the way how we are getting rainfall. There are clouds different types: cirrus, cumulus, stratus, nimbus. Nimbus which are giving rainfall for us. This is about the types of clouds. So talking about precipitation. Now it's the time to discuss something about precipitation. What is precipitation? What is the word, from where the word is taken? So now we are getting into these areas. First of all, Latin word precipitation. Precipitation, it is a Latin word. It is derived from Latin word that in plummet. What do you mean by word plummet? P-L-U-M-M-E-T. Plummet in the sense headlong. We call headlong. Nothing but fall off thing to the surface. Headlong, plummet, or headlong. What are that? These two words. Taken from the Latin, which means fall of something from the sky to surface. This is what we call. What we call this one? Rain. But at the same time, rain, precipitation is nothing but rainfall, right? Nothing but rainfall. But it has many forms. One is it can be fall as rain, and snowfall will be, and at same time particularly sleet will be. I told that sleet will be, and hailstones also. Hailstones also. That's one. So these are the forms of precipitation. There are 4 forms of precipitation. One is rainfall, snowfall, sleet. Ice caps will fall, like looking like layers of ice falling on. What we call it? Sleet. Hailstones, already know, like stones, they are falling. Now look at this. Types of rainfall. How many types of rainfalls are there? What are they? There are 3 types of rainfall. One is convectional. Convectional rainfall. Very, very important. Convectional rainfall. What is convectional rainfall? Whenever the surface of the earth heated up due to sunrise temperature, whenever the layer of atmosphere heated up, it goes up, right? Air goes up. The logic point is here, whenever the air that goes up condenses rainfall, right? That this will be applied for all the types of rain. Look at that. Whenever sun rays that falls on the surface, right? Look at that. The atmosphere will be heated up. Atmosphere will be heated up. When atmosphere is heated up, the air that goes up, right? After going here, it will be condenses. Leads to formation of clouds and leads to formation of leads to rainfall. This process is called convectional rainfall. Convectional rainfall mostly seen in tropical areas. Tropical areas, particularly it is falling with thundering and lightning. So this is about the convectional rainfall. Convectional rainfall, nothing but heat, due to heat, wind rises up. As it becomes low pressure, it rises up. When when rain is rising up, leads to condensation, leads to falling of water. This is simple area. It's easy to understand. So this is mostly taking place in the tropical areas or equatorial belt. Equatorial belt is famous for that. And second one is orographic. Orographic rainfall. Orographic. Oros means mountain. Mountain. Oros means what? Oros means mountains. So whenever due to mountains rainfall is taking place. I don't know what is the reason. When wind direction is like this, look at that. When wind direction is like this, right? It moves from high pressure to low pressure. But when there is a mountain, it cannot move. It can go up. So when it going up and leads to, whenever rain rises up, what will do? Condensation. As temperature is low here temperature is high. Here temperature is low. So that what is that air? It will be condenses. Leads to formation of clouds. Leads to rainfall. Here rainfall will be, but this side there is no rainfall. This is called as leeward area. This is windward area. Windward direction, leeward direction. There are 2 things. Windward, leeward. This leeward, this is either side. This is called rain shadow regions. Rain shadow region. There will not be rain because here the wind that rises up. Here only the cloud formation will be, but this side there is no cloud formation. So this is called rain shadow region. Example, when talking about India, look at this country. Here Western Ghats are there. Whenever the wind that moves like this towards India, here rainfall is more. Western side of this area is more, but this side there are many rain shadow regions, dry areas like Rayalaseema, Vidarbha and all. It's easy to understand. This area is a rain shadow region. This is a windward area, so getting more rainfall. So due to mountain there is a rainfall. That's why we call this mountain as this rainfall as orographic rainfall. This is second type, easy to understand. And this type of rainfall can be mostly seen in the mountain areas. Where there are mountains, there we can see rainfall. So due to mountain there is a rainfall. Coming to the third one, cyclonic rainfall. What you call cyclonic rainfall? What is cyclonic rainfall? The word is enough. Cyclonic rainfall. Cyclone, the word came from kyclone. Kyclone. K-Y-K-L-O-N. K-Y-K-L-O-N. Kyclone. You mean the revolving. Revolving wind when it is revolving leads to rainfall. That's easy to understand. See, when you are talking about, there are two types of cyclone rainfall. Two types of cyclone. One is tropical cyclonic rainfall. Second one is temperate cyclonic rainfall. Look at that. There are two types of rainfall: tropical cyclonic rainfall, temperate cyclonic rainfall. So you take first one, tropical rainfall. Tropical rainfall. So mostly seen in the oceanic area. Whenever oceanic part is heated up, they leads to formation low pressure. Just imagine that, just look at it. This India, this is about ocean, right? Ocean. If this low pressure that is taking place, low pressure, because of what? Because of heat. Whenever heat is there on the ocean continuously, low pressure is created. This low pressure area will attract wind from all the directions. From high pressure, mostly from the high pressure belt, right? Whenever wind that moves to the particular point, low pressure point, like this, moving from all the directions, right? It cannot adjust immediately. It can roll, it can move like this. It can move like this. It can move like cyclone, the word is moving up. Wind is like whirling stones, moving. Why they are moving? Adjusting. Based on their density, they are adjusting. In this process, the wind which is having less weight can be moved up. When wind rise up, leads to condensation. So, there is a low pressure in a ocean. This low pressure area point will attract wind from all the direction. Wind that moves towards this direction. In this process, all the winds with different density cannot adjust there. The upper one, the wind which is having less weight can go up. When a wind that rise up leads to condensation, leads to rainfall. Area that the rainfall that will be there near to that low pressure belt. Wherever there is a low pressure belt, there nearby that there is rainfall. Whenever it rise up, leads to condensation, leads to rainfall. Particularly, it is taking place in the ocean, so its effect is more because from the ocean it can take more moisture. And when more and more moisture is being added in this process of adjusting winds, and cloud which is having more water, so that's why cyclonic rainfall that is taking place. And wherever there is a rain and the heavy rain that is there, and the area will be disturbed, and all the things will be washed out. This is called cyclonic rainfall. What we call cyclonic rainfall, particularly tropical area. In temperate cyclones, it is mostly taking place in temperate zone. There are three zones already we discussed. One is a tropical zone, nearby that temperate zone, and above that polar zone. Tropical zone, temperate zone, polar zone. This is a temperate zone. In this temperate zone, whenever there are two types of winds are moving against to each other, this is cold wind, this is warm wind, and both are moving towards direction, they can move like this, but the cold wind that should go up, right? The warm front wind that should down. Which one will go? Which one will go? With the air which is having just cold wind like this is warm wind. Whenever weightless wind will go like this, the wind which is having weight can, both can merge at a place. From there we can get rain. This is about due to merging of warm wind front and cold wind front, we get rainfall. That is called as cyclonic rainfall. So this is about warm wind which can go up because as it is the weight is having very less, and the cold wind that can go down as it is having more density. So when both are mixing at a place, there a kind of friction is taking place. When friction is there, leads to thundering and lightning. So leads to rainfall. This is about types of rainfall: orographic, convectional, orographic, and cyclonic rainfall. This is about today's topic, and tomorrow we are going to discuss the remaining thing. We'll go to next lesson. Thank you.